They seem off.
The Rick and Bubba Show, we're back. 866 We Be Big is our number. Helmsey's birthday today. Helmsey, how old are you today? Because you're a young buck on the show.
Hey, not anymore. 40.
Oh, buddy.
I'm a man.
You're a man now. Boy, I'm 40 years old.
Hello.
I see you got to get your prostate checked every year now.
I know. That is one of those things that's got to happen.
Then in 10 more years, everybody will be talking to you about your colon.
Oh, my goodness.
It's all downhill from here, buddy.
I know.
No, the 30 didn't bother me at all. My 30s just felt like the 20s again with more sense. But, boy, after 40.
To be honest, I don't feel any different, but that number it'll make you think a little bit.
Do you have reading glasses yet? Ham, do you use reading glasses yet?
I do not.
Yeah. Well, you will in the next year.
About 40, about 45.
And if it happens to you like it did me, it happened overnight.
Yes, it's weird.
I was fine. I got up one morning, was trying to read something. I said, "Betty, I must have pink eye or something. I can't even see this."
Right. Yeah.
Off the reading glasses, and then of course you don't want to know what happens at 50. But
now your mama showed up.
Yeah, she tried to play this thing last week. Hey, I got some friends from church that'd like to come to the show. Can you get them in? And you're not going to tell your mother no.
No, of course not.
Even though we had, golden tickets were sold out, I thought, we'll bring out some chairs.
Pull up
this
chairs
is
for Mama. Pull up chairs
request.
for Mama.
And
lucky for her, it's the day after the Super Bowl, so a lot of people didn't show.
And and when she said this, I thought, okay, wait a minute. Monday is my birthday. She's probably she's coming with some friends. Yeah. She's going to be here. But I actually forgot about it until I saw her walk up a minute ago. And there is a glare in here, and I thought, is that my mom? What is she? And then it hit me. Okay.
Is that my mama?
I got it now. So listen to this.
What is that? What do you got?
Oh, no.
I got a gift from them.
Oh, boy.
And I've started Highlands College at evening, so they brought me a backpack.
Oh,
hey,
look at you.
Look at that.
Little man's got his name on it.
Mama's little man. So nobody gets your backpack at school. Mama's little man.
Hams, I bet Jay didn't get one of those.
Yeah. Probably not. Yeah. He's probably mad right
Hey, wait a minute. I'm looking at
She put your name in your underwear?
I'm looking outside from when Mac Daddy's showing up.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that too. He probably see 9 o'clock I'll hear from him. It'll be after 9 o'clock.
Right, yeah, sure.
So he's not going to get
I'm
up early.
40.
Yeah. Then I got me this. I guess I have my caffeine, when I'm sitting in class.
Oh, yeah.
It's very nice, very sweet. And then in a shirt. We may be breaking some logo problems here, but we'll find out. I'll wear it.
Well, I know somebody. Yeah.
It's the Highlands College logo, and then Helmsey, and then on the back says freshman.
Oh, that's good. Mama's little freshman.
How about that?
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yes.
I've always waited for that day where you could actually play it for me.
Here it is.
There it is.
How about that?
So, well, happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, 40.
And Speedy's
That's
worried
fun.
about your cake.
No, it's coming. They should be minutes away.
I have noticed,
wait for
and
that.
it is. I hate that he has to go through this with everything. But I realized him looking and frantically texting this morning, and I thought, it's about my cake. And I hate that because it's really not a big deal. I'm not a big cake guy anyway, but Edgar's puts together some great – I always like looking at the themes and those type of things.
Yeah, they do a good job.
But he has been stressing about it. Please don't stress. It's not a big deal.
Well, no, I do it. It's just what I do. It's part of the job. I mean, it's this is kind of what you do, even with guests or anything, and they're coming. It's just, they're normally here around this time, and they said they're a few minutes behind. Traffic's tough, so they'll be here any second.
And then every year we forget. I thought they had like a running tally on everybody's birthday.
I did too.
And then when it's Speed's birthday, he don't have a cake.
Yeah.
Right. And we're
Well,
like,
that's okay. I'm grown.
But I thought it was like this is this date, this date, this date.
Well, next
do.
year. Well,
you're
they
gonna
do.
have one.
They have.
We always say that.
They have the dates.
Right.
It's just I work with them on what kind of cake and the theme and stuff like that.
Well,
so I got you a good theme on the same line here. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, see, because
we'll blow out the candles when it gets here. It'll be here shortly.
Because I know how these things
Mac Daddy will probably get sick.
I know how these things stress you because we all know each other's little world and the handles that we had. When y'all knew that I was going to be on a bus all day Saturday, y'all thought about that.
Sure.
And I started to text you in the middle of it and say, of course, y'all forgot what I'm doing right now. But anyway, so I heard you mention his cake and Edgar's, and I thought, I really literally in my truck went, Speedy's okay now.
Yeah.
It's fine. Because I thought it. So then I kept noticing that Bubba wasn't eating any, so it must not be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then it hit me, okay, wow, I don't see a cake.
Yeah.
And then, but I knew Speedy had mentioned it, so then I sadly brought it up, and I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was in his own little battle.
Yeah.
And then I joined.
I didn't have the heart to bring it up
Well,
because I knew he was in the battle. I just acted like it wasn't a big deal.
I'll put
which
it
it's
this
not.
way. I'll put it this way. There's
really isn't.
It's
There's
not.
normally
It's-
a window that they
Yeah.
show up in. Okay, there's
Right.
a window of
The one that's
Usually
closed
real
now?
early.
certainly, around 30 minutes or so, give or take a little bit. And that window is a little past. And they
Right.
did reach out to me
Right.
and they said,
It's
hey,
fine.
we're a little behind. Traffic's bad, but we're on the way.
Rick, this is what I saw earlier.
And I'll say this because they usually get it here real early. Helms walked in and said, "Okay."
I know it.
I did not.
And this is not a dig
I
on
would never
Eggers.
do
It's not.
They're still
no,
bringing
no.
a cake today.
Well, the
I
time
would
that-
wait on the cake to do the segment, but that's fine.
Right. The time right now looks like at 30 seconds of the Super Bowl, we all thought our systems would shut down.
Hey, how about
You know
that?
what I mean? When everything went dark. You know what I mean? That was really
It's a long-
strange. And there was big discussion. Well, you've done something like who cut it off?
I know. I thought I said on the remote.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. All
Which
I
I've done.
thought was how much money was being wasted.
Right, and it was
Just
a lot.
gone.
And happy birthday, 40 years old today, to old Helmsey. And Edgar's Bakery delivered his birthday cake and let the party begin. Let the party begin. And so 40 years old today.
It'll be hard to get 40 candles
Yeah,
on there,
all
Rick.
right. Hel-
It's a
Speedy's-
fire hazard.
Thank you to Edgar's, by the way, always giving us some great
They do a
great
wonderful
birthday
job.
cake. So Speedy's going to go get the cake, and we'll bring it out here and we'll sing to you. I know that, Bubba, you're not going to have any today, but we're going to
Right.
sing anyway.
Right.
He's trying to do better.
Coming off the
skip
Super
that.
Bowl, you probably ain't got any room for that.
Well,
today.
I don't want to, I don't want to be disrespectful. I'll probably have a slice, just a little slice,
just to show.
yeah, just a little piece, maybe an end piece.
We've got some stories to cover this hour, but I was watching, I love the pregame of the Super Bowl and looking at old Super Bowls and things like that. And as I said, I did think it was ironic after all the national anthem protests that we end up with two teams in the Super Bowl that didn't have anybody who kneeled, and their names are the Patriots and the Eagles.
Yeah, that's funny.
Which I thought was interesting. But so I was watching, and you know how sometimes, and I know we can be guilty of it too, because when I watch things that get on my nerves that other shows do, I make a note, hey, don't do those things, because now I know how it felt to be the consumer of this, and it got on my nerves. And there's this guy that was doing the pregame stuff for the NFL channel. Now, I'm not talking about for NBC, for the NFL channel. And he can be kind of funny and kind of colorful. I think he even does some Pepsi commercials now where he's over there with that little delivery he's got. I don't know his name. But anyway, so they had their panel out there, and it was him, and it was Larry Fitzgerald, it was Michael Irving, it was the coach that used to coach the 49ers for a while, and I can't think of his name. I forget his name, but anyway, so
little guy with the hair slicked back.
yeah, I forget his name, but for some reason I want
Coach the Lions for a while too.
Yeah, for some reason. What are you doing?
I didn't know what segment y'all want. I ran out. You want to do it now?
Yeah, well, if you want to, yeah, that's fine. I want you to get this off your plate.
Yeah, I mean, he has run out of here. I've never seen you run out of here so quick.
I say let's do it right now.
Right
Rick.
now.
Did
Go
you
get
did you take some pictures of it?
Yeah. Go
Speedy,
get
did you take some pictures of
it.
it?
Yeah, go get it.
I haven't yet. We don't want to do it after.
Yeah, bring it in. Where's the cake?
It's right here. Helmsley.
Well,
I'm sure. It always. Yeah.
well, look, everybody calls you that.
It's
Helmsley.
that's something. They
Hey,
thank Bubba
Helmsley.
for that.
Yeah, Bubba calls you that too. Everybody's
I didn't
so-
mean.
I'll
I
just
didn't mean
leave
to.
that part out when I put it on Instagram.
right. Yeah,
The name.
Happy birthday, Helmsley.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Helmsley. Happy birthday to you. Does it have Helmsley in
What's
class?
the picture of?
He's in class.
Is that you in class? Look, there he is. Don't set your chair on fire.
Is he
There he
raising,
is.
is he raising his hand with a question?
You got a question, Helmsley? That's funny, by the way.
does.
He blows them all out. Boy, that's a beautiful looking cake.
Smells
man.
good too, y'all.
Boy, Eggers.
That's good stuff.
Edgar's.
Your mama brought you a backpack. You own your cake. Going back to school.
Dad,
Highlands College.
How about that?
So thank you, Eggers.
New look
ate a
journey.
lit candle.
Oh, and it's got that buttercream on it too. That
Oh,
buttercream
Rick, I'm
icing.
all off in it.
Oh, a buttercream.
But just
icing.
got the spelling right.
oh,
Buttercream good, buttercream good
But
for your
that's
heart.
so good. Man, that looks good.
This is where I make Speedy uncomfortable about the misspelling on the
I
name.
know. Look at him. God love him. He's even got a little bit of splotchy.
Hey,
He's a
look,
little
and
splotchy.
They just went with your nickname.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit if you sent them and misspelled it.
Really?
You're right.
Well, it's possible. It's
I know I
possible.
always misspell your name.
Well, a little bit of rush, trying to get that done, get off your plate. It
I
could
would have
happen.
probably done
It
that.
could
Y'all
happen.
doing?
It could happen.
Oh, I think he did it on purpose because
You
that's
could
your
get hit in the
nickname.
head by a Tesla falling from the sky. too.
Well,
So
it
that's
could-
on you.
It could happen.
So it's on you.
You got look. It could happen. It's on me. It's not out of the realm of impossibility.
I'd rather it be on me than them. So
Right.
I'll take it.
Who on You're right. For the stress alone. Okay. Just a couple of red splotches, you'll be fine.
So it's got me asking a question.
Right.
Huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, there you are.
Well, I do.
Studying.
Yeah.
I like that look, Speedy. I saw that.
Have you gotten to the point where when you decided to go to Highlands College and you were all fired up about it and it was all number one? Have you gotten to the point where you got in there and said, I'm in over my head yet?
Not yet. It's come
right.
close a couple times, but it's funny that you bring that up because as I was going through this process and sat down with some of my friends that actually worked there and was talking to them knowing me, they kind of, after when we were making these decisions, they looked at me and they just like, hey, Helms, let me bring you into something. You got to study. Like this is, you're going to have to read and do book reviews, and we're going to have quizzes, and you're going to have tests and finals, and
Can I
like
ask
this is real.
Can I ask
and
a
so
dumb
it was
question?
it was a smart thing for them to say because I needed that reality. But it's going great, and I wish I would have had this attitude when I was actually in school younger.
No, I think I would do better now than I did in school, but I still would struggle.
I have a dumb question.
Okay.
So
Look, on this show, there are no dumb questions. Nothing's ever stopped us from asking.
right. So are you physically going to classes at night, or is it online? And what will you be after all this?
I physically go to classes on Tuesday night. Okay, so there's two programs, and there's a core and a core plus. The core is one class on Tuesday night. The core plus, which I'm doing, is two classes. So I'm physically sitting in a classroom for about 2.5, 3 hours on Tuesday night. And then a lot of it is online, Bubba.
So you're a little of both.
Combo.
So, yeah, you have a lot of essays that you have to write, papers to write, and book reviews. And most of the tests that we've had up until this point are online tests. And then to answer your question, there's 6 directed studies. I picked pastoral leadership as my directed study. So as far as what I will do with it, that's in God's hands at this point. I'm just following His lead. So that's as simple as I can put it. This has been something that's on me for a couple years now, and it's funny how it works. For 2 years now, I've made excuses. Well, you got too much going here. You got too much going there. You can't do it because of this and that. And then I guess it was around August or September, I looked up and God said, hey, Helms, all those excuses that you used to give me, they're gone. Take a look. It's your move. And so I finally listened. And so started in January. It's been good. Really has.
So is this like accredited college stuff,
Correct.
or is it just ministry type stuff?
A little of both. And the program that I'm in, Bubba, they really expect you to go full-time ministry once you're out. Okay. So, but I don't know what that looks like. And to be honest, they look at us as a full-time ministry. So it may be that it's not that I may be a pastor of a church 10 years from now.
Right.
It may just be that this is enhancing what I'm already doing.
Well, I will tell you this, just speaking from someone who's obviously been down this road. What it is, and I've had some people say this, everybody who claims to be a follower of Christ is in ministry. We heard David Green come on here and lay that out beautifully with Hobby Lobby, and we talked about that in the Bible study a little bit last Wednesday if you want to go back and listen to that. But there are certain things that if you can be limited. If somebody says, hey, we'd like for you to do this, if you want that to kind of move smoothly without somebody saying, well, he doesn't have that accreditation, or he doesn't have that piece of paperwork or that certification, or, you're limited to the things that you can do. Even if you feel like that's something you feel called to do, there's certain limitations that you run into if you don't do this kind of additional studying and accreditation and certification. So I certainly understand that because I'm dealing with that myself.
And look, I'm open to doing whatever it is that I'm called to do, but who knows? If it's a campus pastor or a pastor, I don't see that in my near future, but I also didn't see myself on a nationally syndicated radio and television show for 10 years.
No.
So
or you just get the knowledge,
Absolutely.
The knowledge.
And you get that
is more
my
important
goodness,
than the position.
Well, I tell you why it goes back to this, something I never thought about. I never worried so much about being all that good at grammar and English because I never thought I'd be in a position where it would be that important. I've found that it does limit us in what we do for a living. Yeah. And you're like, well, I just heard what I said there. That sounds pretty bad. And if you're going to be somebody handling the Word of God, especially on a platform that we have, it would behoove us all to know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And to be sure that we were astute on the topic that we're discussing. So any extra studying, like you said, is just beneficial. Just because it's beneficial, even to what you're already doing for a living.
Yeah, absolutely.
So because the opportunities this affords us. We'll be back. I'll come back.